Sveno Mick here, just kicking back in the backyard. Just a ate fruit of the gods, an apple. It's my bloody box trailer I bought. Yeah, I just finished off an apple. I love apples. Anyhow, what am I doing here? Oh, I better get up. quick. Oh, had that out this afternoon. Took that for a bit of a spin around the back roads. That's what I do with that little Braaap. It's bloody excellent for that. I don't get out on the main drags on this because it's bloody too dangerous. It's got coming up 1700 kilometres on it. Haven't missed a beat. Bloody excellent little motorbike. Excellent. I don't do many kilometres on it, but oh god, it's low maintenance. 1 litre of oil it holds, and yeah, it's probably the most low maintenance bike I've ever owned. It's not about the Braaap today, it's about this thing. Now, it mightn't look like it, but I've put a lot of hours into this thing today, and a bit yesterday. So I'll start at the front, got my headlight back on, which I've done the other day. But I've got to pull the front brakes apart. That's an XL, probably about early 80s XL 250 front end. It's got a twin pull front brake, and that'd be one of the weakest drum brakes I've ever felt. It's a shocker. So I'm going to pull that apart and see what's going on there. Plus I want to put thicker fork oil in it. It's very basic fork, so I'm just going to thicken up the fork fluid and might put a little bit extra fork fluid in, but I'll at least thicken the fork fluid up so it doesn't flow through the orifices as good, so it'll dampen a little bit more. I think that's about all I can do with that. Oh, it's got air bleeders on the top, but I never run air, never ever run air in those. So what have I done? I've put that muffler guards on. I did have fiberglass wrapping that tape, but I don't like that stuff at all. As you rev it up, you'd see the glistenings of shards in the sun, and so obviously that stuff's just flying to pieces and little fine particles of glass everywhere, so off that went and that's in the bin. Oh, a bit of a burp, better not do a fart. Just had a look at the plug, running reasonably lean. Oh Jesus, I had a pie for lunch, and she's repeating on me a bit. Beautiful pie, but so I've gone up one size each on the pilot and one size each on the main, which I've written down, but I can't remember offhand. Bloody hard to read. Got magnifying glasses and everything on them, but so all that's sitting on, mounted up nice with this hat-trick inlet manifold here. I can't believe how cheap. It's only about $45 or something, and that's the manifold, the aluminium piece, and also the rubber and the hose clamps. It's as cheap as. And I've got a uni filter coming for the arse end of it. So what I've done is I've put new hoses, new overflow hoses, and just zippy tied them together and run them neatly down through the back. The crankcase breather run out and it comes out the other side. Had the swing arm and everything off today, cleaned it up, greased it up, and this homemade rub block here, chain rub block, I split that up here, and effectively it's got a rub block on the top and a rub block on the bottom. You can see up and under there, and it's bolted together. So that's easy. That's just all that is a chopping block, nice thick chopping block. So I fiddled around with these rear shocks. These are actually assembled in Australia. These are Icon shocks. See that? Icon, assembled in Australia. Wacky do. We don't do too much of that. Not a big fan of those sort of chain tensioners, but we'll see how that goes. My old Husqvarna Auto had one of them. I've put a new back brake cable on there. As you can see, there's a crankcase breather coming out there. That's to tighten that up. Really, there's not much more I can tell you about it. These things have got massive brakes, which I really like, equivalent to the Yamahas. I always thought the Yamahas were a bit of a superior bike to everything else, in the braking department and all that for the day, and these things look about equivalent. So that's that's a winner. Winner chicken dinner. Yeah, so the frame's tidied up. So now it's just a matter of grafting up my airbox, fitting the front mudguard. I'll put the Preston Preddy front mudguard on that I got. I have to cut it down on the bottom. I'll get a support bracket on those support brackets like I've got on my IT. Side covers are Preston Preddy, and I shall put some aluminium sheet I'm going to buy down in here, and on the front, and I've got a support. I want to take the weight of it carby, so just to how I do that yet, to whether I do something through here, a little support bracket or something, I don't know. I don't want the weight hanging off that manifold there. I just don't think that's healthy. But that's what I'm going to do there. It's all nice and neat. Don't know how many of these brackets I'll use for the airbox. Exhaust is all on. I've got another guard to go on here. That'll be between, another guard like that. That'll be between the side cover and that, so that should, and then I've also got some heat heat sheet to stick onto the back of the guard so it won't melt that. So I'm sort of taking my time and doing it properly, or half properly. Got to get a new front tyre for it. That one's rooted. It's all hard and it's ancient. While I'm doing that, I'm going to do those front forks and fiddle fart around with them. Been riding it around this morning, just before. No, it's not this afternoon. It seems to be running really good, idling nice, not cutting out like it was. I think it was probably leaning out a bit on the bottom. Running a bit lean. Now it's not. I don't think. I'll have to do a plug chop on it, but to me it seems like it's running better. Got my chain back on. She's all bolted back up and all happy days. So it's starting to get me a bit toey for classic dirt next year. And I'll see if I can get it out and go for a ride on someone's property. Just to, you know, it's not registered, so it's just hard to find somewhere to ride these old beers. Any unregistered bike. But on that note, I reckon when I get the seat and everything back on and all the guards and all, I reckon it's what SP should have looked like back in the 70s, like the RM fuel tank. To me they were a pretty poxy looking bike, but this one's actually looks pretty good, and with this frame strengthening and that, hopefully all that's, as you can see, that up in under here, widened foot pegs. I think it's not too bad. People are probably sick of looking at this old bike, but I'm not. Anyhow, that note, Sveno Mick out.